Okay, we're going to get started with our 1:30 cooking demonstration here at the Ohio State Fair in the Taste of Ohio Cafe, which is sponsored to you by the Ohio Commodities, which are represented around this wonderful air-conditioned building today, which are dairy, lamb, beef, corn, pork, chicken, and we also have soy. Today we are very lucky that we have former Senator George Voinovich on stage with us and his cook, June McCarthy, who was the cook in the governor's mansion while Senator Voinovich served our wonderful state. Just a few things about the senator in case you didn't know, or you were too young to have voted for him, such as myself. I was just a little chicken when he was in governor. But he is known as the agriculture senator, and I've been coming to the fair since I was this high and have been parking in the section gate 9 area, and for some reason I just realized that you have a building named after you on our fairgrounds, and I never realized that, and I've been parking over there for how many years and walked past there. So I think it's very fitting that he is named the agricultural senator and the agricultural governor. Both he and his wife have been named to the Ohio State Hall of Fame, which I know is a big deal. I've been able to go to the breakfast, the Hall of Fame breakfast, and I know that's a great honor, so you should be very proud of that as well. He also enjoys visiting the Ohio State Fair annually, and he brings his children and great-grandchildren. He just informed me that he has been coming to the fair for over 20 years, and they bring their grandchildren, which several of them are sitting back at the table with his wife as well, and his wife Janet is just waving. So we're very pleased to have the senator here along with June, and they are going to make lamb kebabs today. So I'm going to turn it over to June and the senator and have them get cooking for us. So let's welcome both of them today.
Thank you. I'm really pleased to be here, and I really feel good that June and I are still cooking here at the Ohio State Fair. A little history of this place. When I first became governor in '91, this was kind of nothing here. And over the years, I got to know the various commodity groups that are represented here, and I thought, you know, wouldn't it be wonderful if we would open this place up to the commodity groups so they'd have various booths and they could sell their wares here and advertise the beef and the pork and the lamb and the rest of it. And we call it the Taste of Ohio. The other thing that we did was we started something called Ohio Proud. The economy was not so good in '92, '93, not as bad as it is today, but it was pretty bad. And we thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could get Ohioans to buy our products? And we got some of the grocery companies to put shelf tags on to say, these are Ohio products. And Ohio Proud is still going today, and we appreciate your patronizing our Ohio Proud folks. Today, June, I told her I did get this in the mail, and I should have memorized it, but I didn't. So you'll have to bear with me.
That's why I'm here.
But she's, by the way, she's a great chef. She's not a cook; she's a chef. And I'll tell you, one of the things is that I was pleased at is that when I left the governor's office, we had the governor's residence, that my wife Janet, and this year we're celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary this year. Yeah.
How cool is that?
But a lot of the senators' wives don't cook. Well, my wife Janet cooks. And I've been retired now almost 2 years, and she keeps surprising me with various recipes. And I'd like my wife Janet to stand up and be recognized. Yeah.
What a wonderful lady.
We've got 8 grandchildren, and what we do is we have a vote in December to find out whether they want to keep coming back to the fair. And yes, Grandpa, we want to come back to the fair. So I've got my daughter Betsy and her husband Paul's kids here today, and the other crew is coming in tonight. So we'll be here for 3 days at the fair. Yesterday I was at the All Ohio State Fair Hall of Fame breakfast, which was our brunch. It was really very, very nice. And one of the things I really feel good about, folks, I really mean this, is that my wife and I are one of the few couples that have been inducted in the Ohio State Fair
Awesome.
Hall of Fame.
Cool.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And when my mom was alive, she just loved to see my name on that on that barn.
Yeah. Which Julie just found out about.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Senator, I'd like to say one thing. I had the opportunity to work with the Department of Agriculture and Ohio Proud, and I tell you the truth, and I'm very picky. I have not yet met an Ohio Proud product that I don't, not just like, but really, really like. We've got some great products here in Ohio.
Great. Yeah. Well, we've got the recipe. Let me I get this. I'll just quickly run over the ingredients. A half a cup of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of dried oregano, 4 teaspoons of olive oil, 3 garlic cloves minced, 1 pound lean lamb shoulder leg cut in 1-inch cubes, 16 grape tomatoes, 1 large green pepper cut into 1-inch pieces, 1 large red onion cut into 1-inch wedges.
So
now
the recipe has 2 parts. We're going to marinate it, and then we're going to skewer it.
Right. You're not going to be eating this because this is supposed to be marinated for about 24 hours, right? So this is a sharp knife, is it?
Pretty sharp.
Yeah, okay.
Just enough to be careful.
These are supposed to be in 1-inch.
Yeah, or something, you know.
Yeah. I think I made that
doesn't have
too
to
big.
be exact.
Yeah. But this is good Ohio lamb.
Oh, yes. And it's from the leg of lamb.
From where?
The leg of lamb.
The leg of lamb.
You can get it from the shoulder also, which is a nice tender piece. But the leg of lamb also it's a great lean piece of meat.
Okay. Now, she always told me that when you're holding something you can get cut, you got to go like this with your fingers.
That's right.
So you don't get them caught.
If you like your fingernails, you hold it like that.
Okay, and then now what we do is we cut them up into like this?
Nice big chunks. Yeah.
Bigger ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's an inch. That's about an inch.
Okay, how about that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be exact at all.
Yeah.
It all eats very well.
Yeah. I think I do that. All right.
Such skill. I'm impressed.
Well, it's really a sharp
I'm
knife.
impressed.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do this, here, you can also do this way. Just put them on top of each other and cut them.
All right.
And it's easier. It
Okay.
goes faster. See, there you go.
Yeah, you can do it if you got a really sharp knife.
Oh, yeah.
How many of you have got knives at home that are really great, but they're not sharpened? Let's see your
Many
hands.
people. Actually, you really should sharpen
I don't know why we
knives
don't sharpen
every
them
time
more
you use
often,
them.
but we don't.
Just makes the job so much easier when the knife is sharp.
Now, June's going to put these in the bag with the oregano, with the garlic,
All right.
and with the lemon juice.
Lemon juice, fresh squeezed, none of that bottled stuff.
Yeah.
And that's our olive oil. And you notice we're not using a lot of olive oil, so it keeps calories down. And then we're going to smash the.
Olive oil is good for you, isn't it?
Oh, olive oil is great for you.
Yeah. Okay.
But it does have calories.
Right?
Yeah. And now we're going to also throw that in there. And you can also season it with salt and pepper.
Okay.
And now if you like to smash those, get the garlic juices going. Very good. Excellent. See what that does? You can chop them or you can just smash them because you just want to release the juices.
Yep.
All right, excellent. We're done.
You don't have to shake it up a little bit,
Oh,
don't
sure,
you?
we can do that.
Yeah, shake, bake, and roll. Shake, rod, and roll. Okay. And this goes in the refrigerator for 24 hours.
Right, 6 to 24 hours. Magically, it's been 24 hours. So now we're taking the marinated beef.
The marinated beef, that's all set. And it's onion. This is a red onion, right?
Yeah, we have red onion and
cherry tomatoes, and this is
yellow peppers.
Yellow pepper. And you just take it out of there, and you stab them.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, you take these skewers, or is that what
the
that's?
Wooden skewers.
Yeah, wooden skewer, and you soak them in water so they don't burn. Okay, here we go.
Now, the one thing about skewers is that you don't want to pack everything really tightly so that it can cook more evenly. Now, are we going for a vegetable skewer here, or we're going to put some lamb on there?
Well, I got a piece of lamb there. Not much. I get a bigger piece. I cut them up too small.
Well, here, I've got some here for you.
Okay. This is more like it, isn't it?
There you go. Put a bunch of those on there.
Yeah, okay. This thing is good because you can get all this stuff prepared the day before, so when you have your cookout, you're all set to roll. Yeah.
You can easily put this, a day before. There's no reason why you can't.
Yeah.
Now, 2 days, no, because you've cut the surfaces of the lamb, and that's more opportunity for bacteria, but 1 day is more than fine.
What's that again?
Well, it's just like ground beef. Ground beef doesn't stay as long as like a roast would, because once you cut the meat up, there's more surface area for bacteria to get to it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stay as safe as long.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is if you're going to marinate them, use them the next day.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll tell you, this looks awful good.
It smells awful good, too.
Yeah. So there it is. There's our skewer and our stuff, and we're all set to go. And
now here, let me turn this over,
Yeah.
because we had raw meat here.
yeah,
Okay, now, go for it.
all right. Okay, and then because we knew some of you'd like to taste this today, and we'd have to wait 24 hours, June has already cooked these, so you can have a chance to see how good it is. And she's made some wonderful pasta that's got, what kind of pasta?
Lemons and basil.
Yeah,
it's a lemon pasta,
Looks great.
which will go great with
Yeah.
our lamb skewers.
Now,
Okay.
this would be good to serve with the
Oh, yeah.
with the kabobs, right?
Okay, so, and we're going to take this decoratively.
Wow.
And we'll, oh, what's wrong with me? I just have to take the skewer off.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
Senator, you can do this.
I thought
You're
that-
multi-talented.
Okay, just take them off, huh?
Yep, we'll just screw them off there.
In other words, when you do this, don't you give the person the thing? And I thought they ate them off the skewer.
Well, you could. There's no reason why. I mean, it's your own home. You can do
Yeah.
however you want to. Oh,
Well,
all right, now, of course you have to put something on there to act like you care, because you want it to look good for your people. But it's a nice, easy summer, great. And of course, you can substitute this with chicken and because lemon juice goes with almost everything. Pork, it'd be great, either one. But you particularly like lamb, right?
yeah, I happen to be of Yugoslav background. My mother is Slovenian, and my dad is Serbian, and my grandparents were born in Croatia. So lamb is really popular in that part. They have big lamb roasts quite often. And,
Senator, tell them about when you were in the Senate and each of the senators had to provide a meal, and you had this lady who was
I belonged. We have in the Senate. It's surprising that most senators are not. They ought to get really fat, because we have a lunch on Tuesday, a lunch on Wednesday, and a lunch on Thursday. And the Thursday luncheon, the dues that you pay is that you host the lunch with products from your state. And so what I decided on doing was, because of my heritage and because I was trying to emphasize to my colleagues that they should be really concerned about expansion of NATO and the Balkans and bringing them into the European community, that I'd kind of emphasize Serbia. And I found this woman, Jiggy Zivkovic, and she was the one who catered the luncheons for us. And it's really interesting, and this is no fooling. It was the most popular lunch that we had. Oh, she just really knew how to do it. And of course, lamb was and then she had these things called, oh, come on, Janet, remember. Come on, you know what it is, babe. Well, I can't think of, shibavchicha. Oh, yeah, shibavchicha, which is lamb. It's like gyro sandwiches. You know, it's lamb and, what is it, beef and, put together. Yeah. So listen, I hope you enjoy this and continue to support our Ohio Proud crowd.
So where are you going next at the fair?
Well, I think probably we're going to go back to the rides.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had another event or not.
No, I don't.
Well, it's an event for the grandchildren.
It is. Tomorrow, it's really nice that I've gotten to know the folks at the band and the choir. And so they really honor me and they let me direct the band. So tomorrow I'll do the Stars and Stripes Forever over in the Natural Resources. How many of you been over to the Natural Resources area? Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, it's really good. And then I will be with Chuck Snyder and the choir tomorrow night. And how many of you have heard the All Ohio State Choir?
Oh, they are awesome.
Aren't they wonderful?
They are amazing.
You know, they just are great. And I don't know about you, but when I was a lot younger, do you remember Fred Waring and the Pennsylvanians? You remember? And we'd always listen to them on the radio. And I just think that if we could get that Ohio State Fair Choir on public television, I think people would really tune into it.
I think that's a great idea.
They're so good. And you know something else, folks? Agriculture and agriculture processing, food processing, it's the biggest business in Ohio. A lot of you think, well, automobiles and parts. No, it's not. It's agribusiness. And the other side of it that I think that a lot of people take for granted is the kids that are in 4-H, they're in FFA, and I'm sure some of them right here, you've got grandchildren or children that have been in the program. You meet these youngsters, they look you in the eye, they're very direct, and you just say to yourself, boy, if these are the people that are going to be the future leaders of our country, I feel very good about it. So that's one thing that agriculture has contributed to this state, and that's what they do with young people and bringing them along and developing their character. It's just solid as a rock. And I feel we need a whole lot more of that today in our country if we're going to have the future we'd like to have for our children and grandchildren. So I'm glad to be here today and enjoy the fair.